This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. The podcast will start momentarily. Give me 1 second. Hello, guys. Let's turn up the music. Okay. All right. This is our weekly thing. It's called Weekend Review. The purpose of this is to discuss what's going on in the news this week, this past week, and every other week. The Weekend Review on the Highly Evolved channel. Okay. What's on the list? All right. What has been going on? All right. One thing that's been going on this past week is the DNC, the Democrat Party, finally trying to resolve this anti-Semite bill to pass a bill of hate crimes. I'm like, why do you need to pass a bill just something that people already know not to do? It's retarded. The Democratic Party and the problem with Ilhan Omar, which a congresswoman that her opinion doesn't reflect the majority of America, try to speak out and say all these nonsense anti-Semitism. I'm not against Jew, but she's retarded. On a platform, on a party that said that they're not a hate party, but yet again, they have a congresswoman that exhibit hate or some kind of bias against one group of people. Ilhan Omar. This woman's nuts, man. This woman is so crazy. What can I say about this woman? But anyway, Nancy Pelosi came out said that she think that Ilhan Omar might not know what words she's talking about or might not know what she's speaking about. So suddenly, what? Ilhan Omar have a degree in college. She graduated college, speak English fluently. What does she not know about what she's saying? I believe the thing that she's saying is intent and with meaning. She get a half-ass apology, knowing it's half-ass apology, and she said it, and Nancy Pelosi tried to defend and say she might not know what she's talking about. So what are you saying, Nancy Pelosi? That she's stupid? She's stupid? How's that not insulting to Ilhan Omar? Oh, Ilhan Omar, I believe that you might not know what you're talking about. And Omar's not coming out saying, what are you saying? I'm stupid? It's obviously Nancy saying that she's stupid. It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. But anyways, the Democrat Party have got off the rail. They're the party of racism, the party of hate. And they try to not make it seem that they're not the party of hate when they are the party of hate. It's in their history. It's in their blood. All right, the Democrat Party is in their blood. It's a hate organization. They're very biased. They're very hypocrite Marxists. Marxists is people that hate people, right? They're hypocrites. Democrat people is the most hypocritical people. And not only that, to make the news. This just made the news recently this week at AOC. All right, just have a file complaint by FEC, the Ethics Committee, that one of her staffer have been having a slush fund, transferring money from one account to another account when it's clearly violating the campaign fund law, all right? And people even try to ask her, and she tried to avoid it. She tried to say it's nothing to be worried about. Why are you avoiding the question then? Why are you not being transparent? That's what the Democrat Party is. They are the least transparent group of people out there. They want to say one thing while their right hand do one thing while their left hand do another thing. It's like they don't know what they're doing. Okay, they're hypocrites. They want to say this, that, but they're doing the completely opposite thing about what they're saying. They need to learn to take their own advice and practice what they preach. All right. So her staffer got complaining about her about campaign contributions. She tried to allude the fact that it did happen. All right. And had anyone ever wondered this? All right. When I was 28, I'm not that rich. All right. How did AOC find the money, find the contribution? Who funded her campaign? That's what I want to know. Who's been funding her campaign? Who nominated her to run for her district? All right. Who funded her campaign? I bet you if you followed the money Follow AOC money contribution. You will lead to the corruption of AOC and who's been funding her. All right, because when I was 28, I don't have nobody funding me or anything like that. All right, it's hard to take people seriously when they're 28 to force them to run for office. It's ridiculous. If somebody would follow the money of her campaign contributor, it would lead to all the answer, like where did this woman come from? All of a sudden she became famous. All of a sudden she's the talk of the town. All of a sudden, why wasn't she so popular a year ago? You ever wonder that? People ever wonder? People need to ask questions more. Ask more questions. Where does woman came from? Where is her background? What is her history? Okay, she basically says she majored in economics. Apparently, her economics does not tell her the repercussion of socialism. All right, socialism have bad economics policy, and she majored and tries to force that on everybody. You say you major in economics? Shouldn't you already know the repercussion of socialism, the bad action, the bad consequence of socialism? Why would you advocate this for? You say you major in economics. All right, AOC is a joke. People need to find out where she comes from, her history, her background, who funded her campaign, where did she get all this money? Where I'm sure I could run for office if I get somebody who contribute to my campaign. She got millions of dollars to campaign for her. Where all these poster board with her face, who took a photo and put it on posters everywhere? Who did that? Who funded all these crap? All right, AOC, who's funding all your thing? All right, she's about more corruption is about to come out. I predict more corruption about to come out with this horse-faced woman, overbite, occasional cortex, who use her mind occasionally, not all the time. That's why it's occasional cortex. All right, this woman is, and then to make matters worse, she just recently went to South by Southwest and saying the economic the policy right now is garbage. If the policy right now is garbage, then why are you still here? Why are you still here, AOC? All right, she made that comment at South by Southwest, a liberal festival. That's what it is. South by Southwest is a liberal festival in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is the most liberal part of Texas ever. It's been conquered by Californians. California, if they want to move to Texas, they move to Austin. All right, Texas, you need to get put people in Austin on check. All right, but. On another news, segue to another topic. Well, another big news that just came out is, I don't know if you guys seen this on JRE, Joe Rogan Experience. Tim Pool just chewed the heck out of the Twitter. Jack Dorsey and his lawyer just baffled. He just called out all these lies that Twitter can't defend him on. You know, it's like every comment that they're saying, Tim Pool counteract and tell there's lie. It's like, you need to see the podcast for yourself. It's a long podcast, but the majority of the podcast, Twitter was on their toes. They don't know how to respond to some of the questions that Tim Pool was asking. You know, I'm not a fan of Tim Pool. He's a liberal. He's a self-proclaimed liberal. I'm not. That's why the reason I don't, agree with him on most subjects, and I don't agree with most subjects. But it's like I don't have a problem with him, but it's just only he's a self-proclaimed liberal, and I really think that he needs to go back to the drawing board and re-identify himself as a liberal right now, because the liberal is toxic, it's poisonous. Excuse me, I just regurgitated. It's toxic, it's poisonous, and it's nothing to be proud about to be a liberal or anything. And on another news, I've been apprehensive for talking about this because I know it's a polarizing topic. All right, it's very polarizing due to the fan base. It's about R.Kelly and Michael Jackson. They've been in the news again about sexual harassment. One's been sexual harassing a woman, the other's been sexual harassing little boys, and it's, on Michael Jackson case, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's a bad thing he did, right? It's a bad thing he did, but the man aren't here to defend himself. So I really believe that it's very one-sided, because we could believe one person and just take their word for it without having another person to defend himself. It's like the Brett Kavanaugh decision. It's like Christine Blasey Ford playing Brett Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh can't defend himself. That's basically what it is. That's why it's a touchy subject. I mean, there's evidence in cases that he's been accused of this multiple time before, but he's been acquitted. All right, but these guys came out of nowhere and make a documentary. You see, the thing with documentary, you just can't take it word for word. Because documentary can be persuasive because the way that the narrative the director take. That's why you just can't take the documentary as face value. That's why I'm very apprehensive to say I'm with or for it. I Michael Jackson is dead. He's not here to defend himself, so you can't make it in that decision. In the R.Kelly decision, okay, this is totally different cases. Totally different cases about grown females, right? His case, and people try to conflate his case right now with the other cases that he's been acquitted for. People, his older cases, he's been acquitted, right? He wasn't found foul play at all. There's no evidence that proved that he's in the video. I'm not defending him, right? It's bad acts. I'm not defending nobody. I'm trying not to defend nobody. But he was acquitted. But people try to conflate with that cases and put this case. It's two different cases. You can't conflate those two. It's double jeopardy, all right? He already been found innocent in one case. This is another cases, all right? I think I'm not sure. Look on that the women are grown women, and because of the blame people have been saying because of the hashtag Me Too movement, that's why the reason why all these things is coming out. But I'm not picking a side. I'm just reporting what's going on in the news today. But I'm completely bipartisan. All right, I believe in justice. You have to have evidence and facts before accusing anyone. If not, it's going to be held in a handbasket. That's what it is. We need to have evidence and facts before we make a conclusive verdict about this. And that's the only thing I have to say about that. I'm not with or for or anything. I'm not defending or protecting or accusing anybody like that. I'm just reporting the news. That's what happened in the news with R. Kelly and Michael Jackson. Anything you guys could look for the full article. I'm sure everyone on the internet, everybody's talking about it. But as the case, that's probably my only 2 cents onto this case. Another thing that happened, another celebrity scandals. Okay, it's about the Jussie Smollett. He got indicted for 16 counts of felony charges. All right, I made a video about this earlier. Jussie Smollett is an idiot. He's stupid. I mean, I've already said in my other video, but this guy's a stupid, numbnut, crazy guy. This guy, something's wrong with him. He wasn't raised properly. This guy is a freaking idiot. That's all I gotta say. These celebrities, don't even listen to celebrities. Celebrities have no credibility in what they're saying. Don't praise them. Don't idolize them. These people have to have a award just to pat themselves in the back. People don't worship celebrity. They're not worth it. All right? Have a mind of your own. Don't try to be a fanatic about it. Don't even praise these people. Celebrities are not worth it. All right. Same goes with Michael Jackson and R.Kelly and all that stuff. Don't pick a side. That's their demise. It's not your life. It's not your life to use. So don't even defend these people. That's why I'm neutral on this, because I don't want to defend no celebrities. All right. They don't do nothing for me. They didn't provide me with anything. Everything I had to provide for myself. And all of a sudden you supporting them is ridiculous. And on that note, let's go to another topic. Captain Marvel came out this week. I made a video about that already, about how coincidence it is released on the International Women's Day, and not only International Women's Day, it's released on March, which is Women's Month, right? People want to identify March as Women's Month. Wouldn't it make sense if Women's Month was on Mother's Day? Because Mother's women's too, right? Would that make more sense? I don't understand it, because March sounds like Mars, and men's come from Mars. You picking up where I'm coming from? Men's, Mars, and they try to make it women's month, try to take away men's, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Captain Marvel's, I really hope it's doing bad right now, but the prognosis right now is doing well. People are watching it, but I'm guessing it's the first week, because it's been having bad publicity. But anyway, you know what people say, any publicity is good publicity? I think that's why it's doing so well, because of the bad press has been getting people wanting to see it, how bad it is. But hopefully next week, It will die down, and I'm sure no parent wouldn't take their kids to go watch this. Their the boy child to go watch this is retarded. What do boys want to watch this for? It's not geared for them. All right, so the merchandise is not gonna sell that much because it's retarded. No boys want a Captain Marvel toys. Why would a boy want Captain Marvel's toy? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's what's going on. And another news, this just came out. Nick Sandmann, that Covington boy that the media have been ridiculing for just standing there and smiling and not doing nothing. He's suing CNN for guess what? Guess how much? $250 million. Suing CNN for bad publicity, all right? For a 16-year-old, for a minor, doxing him and all this stuff, which they shouldn't have any capability of doing that at all, because they want to say, look, this is how it is. When Lauren Ingram come attack, what's his name? What's that man child, boy child, sissy, soy boy, cuck, David Hogg, right? David Hogg is different. David Hogg was already 18. All right, David Hogg was already 18, so he's a full-grown adult. Nick Sandmann is 16. He's still a kid. So they want to conflate that, they want to protect David Hogg, but yet again they don't want to protect Nick Sandmann. All right, for some reason David Hogg is immune to criticism, but Nick Sandmann, you can criticize him all you want. All right, it doesn't make any sense. David Hogg is a little prick. All right, he's a little douchebag. There's some connection, all right? His dad was an FBI agent. Now he got accepted to Harvard for a low SAT score. How is that possible? That's very sketchy, But anyway, Nick Sandmann is suing CNN, which I agreed. He should sue him for all the worth of fake news. They shouldn't be on the platform at all. Nobody should even be watching CNN, It's well-deserved. That suit is well-deserved, and I hope Nick Sandmann get every money that's deserved to him because of that. And today I'm making this video March 10th. Today is daylight saving, which throw me all off. All right, it's daylight saving today. Why do we still have daylight saving? Some part of the United States, there's no daylight saving at all. For example, Arizona don't have any daylight saving at all. If I'm correct, you can look up on that. But some part of the United States, there's no daylight saving. But why is the majority of the United States, there's daylight saving? It's throw everything way off, I mean, time is very limited. Next thing you know, today we're supposed to spring forward, so we lose an hour of my time. So I thought I woke up at 8 o'clock. It turned out I woke up at 9 o'clock today, which threw me way off. I was so irritated because of that. Why do we still have... I'm strongly against daylight saving. They say it's for farmers. Okay, why do farmers just wake up earlier or wake up sooner? Why does it have to affect everybody else? If it's only affecting farmers, they have to change the time to accommodate just farmers only. It's crazy. This shows you how much control the government got a hold of you. All right, why is the government in the time industry? Why they control your time? Not only to control your money, but they control your time as well. That's ridiculous. All right. That's ridiculous. Kronos. If you know what Kronos is the Greek god of time. And he's apparently also known as Saturn, right? The god of time. And he got to control your time. Time is very limited, guys. Time is very limited. So I want to tell you that. When you live on this planet, your time is very limited. So you got to live your life very carefully because you don't know how long you're going to be in this planet. Time. People that don't know that. But your time is very precious. That's why to say that if people control the time, they got a lot of power over people, right? And apparently the government have control over time because they can control the daylight savings, and they have a lot of power over the people. Put two and two together. Research that, guys. If I cannot research for you guys, but research daylight saving. Where's the root cause? Where it came out? What's the history of daylight saving? All right. Some people say it's to accommodate the farmers, but I don't see any benefit to that, as the harvest, I don't think farmers really need that accommodation. They could do everything themselves because it's only affecting everyone else. Daylight saving, it's ridiculous, man. And what else is going on in the news? We talk about politics. We talk about showbiz. We talk about news. Anyway, and on that note, guys, I'll fill you in with everything new throughout the week. I'll try to push out as more videos as I can. And on that note, I'll see you guys later. And that's it for the weekend review on March 10th. Thank you for watching. Check me out again daily. I'll drop a lot of video as much as I can. And on that, peace.